Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs FlossTube Season 2, Number 5. Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you're new here, welcome. If you've just stumbled over me, this is a multi-craft channel and today's video is all about cross stitch. So if that is something that you like to listen to and learn about, or not so much learn about, but just seeing what I'm working on and all that sort of stuff, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. I really do appreciate you being here with me each week and leaving me comments and giving me thumbs ups and even sharing my videos and all that sort of stuff. So welcome everybody. All right, so it is 17th of September. It's a Thursday morning here, just about to click over to lunchtime. I have been crazy busy this morning. I got up super early this morning. I got Mia off to school and then I had an early appointment with the accountant just to finalise this year's tax ledgers and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, crazy. So we've been, just sorting all that out this morning. So my head's still reeling from all the information that I have taken in, and some of which I have to pass on to Tia because, as some of you may know, we are about getting very close. I'm not going to tell you the date just yet. We're getting very close to our release of our first issue of our magazine. So, and that is called Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. It's cross stitch and needlework. Focusing on Australian and New Zealand designers. So yes, I had a bit of a discussion about that with the accountant this morning, so we have a much better idea of where we're heading and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just a few things that I had to get in line before we release. So that is exciting stuff. We are getting inundated with emails and all sorts of stuff about that as well, and I've got some more things to cover on that. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a different position today, so you can see all of my stuff behind. You can see some of my lovely finishes from Tia that she has done for me because I just don't have time to finish stuff, so I send it all off to her. I have whips, I have some haul, I have a new thing that I'm going to be doing. I have a giveaway and exciting stuff. We have the announcement of our 10K giveaway, which was a medium mountain retreat bag. So you can see them just up behind me there. I'll insert some pictures a little bit later on and you can see what they were. I thought I had 25. I can't count on the fly, but we actually had 18 people that entered correctly. So that is super exciting, and I know who the winner is, and I know that this person is going to be super pleased. Alrighty then. So where am I going to start? I think I will start with my whips. Now, I am so not organised because literally 10 minutes ago, the accountant left. I've made myself another cuppa. We've been in a meeting for nearly 2.5 hours. We had a lot to cover. As I said, we had a lot to cover. So I got all that sorted, but I had all my stuff still in the bags. So I'm going to pull it out. There might be some rustling. I'm sorry, and I do apologise for that, but that can't be helped. I am under the pump today because I've got another meeting in about an hour. All right, so the first one, not in any particular order, we have... And as I said, I'm sorry about the crinkling, but everything is in packets. So just to be a little bit cheeky and advertise my own business. So I worked on Lizzie Kate's How to Be a Mean Mother, and that is stored in a project bag by me. And I'm using the called for colours on this one. And this one I posted up. I didn't get too much on, but I have made a little bit of progress. So when I posted it up, I had just done the second lot of words, and as you can see, I've added in the flowers, the ice cream, the chocolate chip cookies. How cute are they? They are just adorable. I love them. And I started on the house and the grass. So the house is complete. I've just got to do the grass now, and there's a tree there, and move on to the next lot of words. So I ended up getting interrupted that night when I was working on this, but I still, you know, I got a fair bit in, which was good. I got the little pink asterisks in there as well. So it's come up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So I was actually quite excited that that spun up, because I haven't actually put any stitches into that for quite some time. So it was good that it spun up. So yeah, that was, you can see when I've worked on them. If you actually want to know what days I worked on them, they're usually over on Instagram. I don't post all of them up, but, I usually put 1 or 2 a week. So give you an idea of when I worked on that. That is, as I said, I'm using the called for colors, and it is stitched on 28 count Monaco T-dye is the color, and I purchased that from 123 Stitch many moons ago. Alrighty, so the next one that I worked on, and I have been fairly busy this week with bindings and bag making, the phone ringing off the hook, as I just said, with the accountant. A lot of business stuff happened this week, so not a lot of stitches got in, because by the end of the day, I'm just, for lack of a better word, I'm just flogged by the end of the day, and I only stitch at night, so I don't always get many stitches in, especially around this time of the year where we're finalising everything, because it's all got to be done by the 1st of October. So that's why my accountant came to see me today, because he's running behind schedule this year too because of COVID. So yeah, it was a bit crazy. So the next one that I worked on was the Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. So that's it there in its cover. I won't pull it out because it'll rustle. I am using the called for colors, and again, that is in Project Bag by me, spiderweb ones. Now, if you want to make this project bag, these sort of project bags, this one is done with a French seam, and you can find the tutorial over on the channel. It is under how to make, I think you'll see it there anyway. I think they're in just it was a live one. But yeah, you'll find it all there. So that is got French seams in it, so you just top stitch the zip in. Super easy to make, a couple of fat quarters, and you're good to go. All right, so I didn't get too much in this, but progress is progress. Last time we were here, I had finished this one, and so I got those 2 motifs in there. Now, for those that are just new here, and you're probably wondering why I'm not finishing this motif up here, there is a mistake in this motif. The cat, it's too wide. So what I'm doing to rectify that, and I'll just show you up on the chart, and hopefully we won't get too much glare. So this is what I've done, and that's what I done last time, and this is what I've done this week. So what I'm doing is I'm coming all the way down. So this is the edge of page 3, and this will be the edge of page 6, I think it is. So basically, I'm coming all the way down, and then I'm going to work all the way across, because all over here is correct as far as I'm aware. I'm not aware of any mistakes in there. So I'm going to do all of this, and then I'm going to come back to the cat. And then I might have to, there's a little motif there, I might have to just leave that out. And I may just have to shuffle this down by 1. And from what I can see, there is room to do that. So there may be something like a row I might have to leave off something. Instead of maybe doing 2 around the skeletons, I may just have to do 1 border instead. So because I don't want to have to pick out all that I've done up there. So that is the plan at the moment. If I have to pick it out, I have to pick it out. But I know that this is correct all down here, and if I make sure that I'm staying correct and true this way, I will be able to fudge this area. So at this point in time, I'm not doing the cats, and I'm not doing the skeletons. Those will get done last. And so yeah, I'll just go all the way along, come back, and then come back and fill in these little bits and pieces here. I might have to move the ghost over by 1 or something along those lines. So that is the plan for that. So as I said, I didn't get too much in. I just got that little motif there and the candle. I love the candle. I love how it's got the little light, like it looks like it's got the light around the outside. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And that's the colour of the fabric. That's pretty much true. It's a greenish sort of colour. It's a Quaker cloth, and it's a 28 count. So I started this November last year. I think I started it, or maybe October. I can't remember, but I know I didn't start it on Halloween though. Yeah, so basically that is the plan for it. And as I said, I'm using the called for colors, which have got the overdyes and the DMC. And I just love these little pumpkins. Aren't they so cute? And yeah, and I'm just using what they call a Quaker cloth. It was a Zygarde, and it was a pre-cut that I got this time last year when I was traveling to Uluru. When we came back, we went to our little shop it's not a little shop, I'll rephrase that. I went to a shop that is just absolutely massive. We did a live stream from there, so you'll be able to see that on the channel as well. It's Aces Draper live stream or something it's called, and I'll put a link down below and you can go and have a look how big this place is. It's a patchwork, and it had needlework stuff in there and all the rest of it, and I found that fabric and another piece of fabric under a pile of stuff, and so I grabbed them. They were pre-cut, so that one was a fat quarter, I believe. So yeah, and I didn't think it was going to be big enough, but it actually turned out to be big enough, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so the next one that I worked on, and again in Project Bag by Me, I like my vinyl front bags, and I have several of them that I use. But because where I live and in my studio there was a lot of sunlight, when I first started cross stitching, I made these closed in bags because it just protects everything, especially the overdyed threads, and I didn't want them to get like damaged from the sun or anything like that. So I live in a very dry climate, but a very sunny climate, and the sun destroys just about everything. All right, so the next one that I worked on is, if I can get it out, it is, without showing you the chart, the Prairie Schooler. It is Where There Are Bees. I've been working on this a little bit lately. It's been spinning up a little bit on the wheel. And for those that are new here and don't know what I'm talking about when I say the wheel, I actually have all my whips in a decision wheel, and I spin that each day. And on my stories on Instagram, which you can find me over there, Darvanalee Designs Studio, on my stories I post today's whip to stitch, and that's the hashtag that I have. And a couple of people are starting to use the hashtag as well, so I follow that and I can see what you're working on as well. Only a couple of people, but it's starting to catch on. I think a few people really like the idea of the decision wheel, and yeah, that's what they're doing. So last time I showed you, I had finished doing this motif, and this time I only got this amount in. Sorry about the threads everywhere. I've just got them sort of parked so I don't lose them and they don't get tangled up. So this is the bear, and he is holding a beehive. So yeah, so he's coming together. Got all the frame done. And every time I look at it, I think the frame looks wonky, but it's not. I've counted it. It all meant up. But every time I look at it, I think it looks wonky. And then I look at the picture, and it looks a little bit wonky on the picture too. So maybe that's just the illusion that it gives you. But it's, yeah. See, this side here looks a little bit wonky. I've counted it 3 times, and it's correct. So, but anyway, that's what I got done on it. All right, just pop that back in there. All right, what did I work on next? All right, I've got all these bags everywhere. I know half the time I can't even tell what's in them. I have to get labels for the front of my bags, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use the method that Joyful Stitcher uses, Annie. I was watching her channel the other day, and yeah, she was showing how she'd done them like with a business card type thing. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll probably do something like that. All right, the next one that I worked on is the blue flower. This one spun up, Night Walk Down. This is my birthday sale. I've got all the hashtags for the sales and everything that I'm a part of down underneath this video, so you can just pop on down there. So that is that chart there, and it's by the blue flower. And last time you've seen it, I've got threads everywhere at the moment. So I had done the outline of this flower, and I had just started filling in this bit here. So I've done another little star there, and I filled in the flower, and I started on the words, which you can obviously see. And I think I did a little bit more on the border too, from memory. I can't think. I don't. Did I? No, I didn't. So I am doing the border a little bit different than most. So this top border here, where these little V's are, this is supposed to be filled in with a different color, so it then looks like this border. I've decided that I am doing this border and the other end exactly the same, and then I am not putting the color in here because I just love the border like that. And this is getting turned into a little bolster pillow for my bed. So yeah, and that's all I got done on that one. And that one is a little bit tight. Again, that is in one of my project bags. This is Foggy Witch is this fabric. So we still have, I managed to acquire a few more meters of this fabric. So if anybody's looking to have a project bag made, I can help you out with that. All right, and if you do want a project bag made, just head over to our Facebook group. We've had it used to be called D-Stash and Sales Group. I'm not doing D-Stashes as much these days, so I've just yesterday changed the name to DD's Handmade Bags and More. So that covers D-Stash and all that as well. So I just thought, need to have a bit of a name change over there, but the link is still the same, and you will find that underneath the video as well. So I've been very, very busy with all of the bag making. All right, I'll sort that out later because it's not going to come out, but it's not going back in. All right, the next one that I worked on was Shores of Hawk Run, because it spun up the other day. Last time you've seen it, which has been a while. I think the last time I worked on this was back in August, beginning of August, maybe July. No, I started it in July. Yeah, I did work on it in August, so that was the last time that I worked on it. So this is the chart. It's by Carriage House Samplings. Now, for those that don't know, I'm actually doing all of the Hawk Run charts, and I'm going to be making a massive wall quilt with it. So I'm starting to collect fabrics that go with the colorways and all that sort of stuff. So very autumn style fabrics. It's my favorite season, so any sense to reason. I don't normally, as a rule, like those sort of colors in my quilts and all the rest of it, but I think this will just look amazing when it's done. All right, so I'm working the Lighthouse one, so that's it a little bit closer. So that's the one I'm working. Last time you've seen this, I was still working. Now I've got threads everywhere because I was only working on this a couple of nights ago and I haven't pulled all my threads back out. So last time you've seen it, I think I was one row into the white. So the other day I finished off the lighthouse and I started on the rocks here. I got about 350, 400 stitches into it. Pretty quick stitch actually, these rocks, because you can do the outline of the rocks and then it's just quickly fill it in. But it's coming along nicely. I am stitching on 28 count even weave called Rustique, and yeah, it is 28. Yeah, 28 count even weave. Now, all the charts are actually going to be done in this fabric because I want them to match. At the moment, I have the shores. So this is the first block of the shores. I've finished the first block on the village, and I'm into the second block on the village. And that one, Mia's actually helped me out with a couple of stitches. So that's, yeah, that's always exciting when she comes out and has a bit of a play. And for those that don't know who Mia is, she is my granddaughter that lives with us, and she is just about to turn 5. All right, so that is that one, and that is just in one of these because I ran out of project bags. And the next one that I am working on, I worked on, and I'm still sort of playing around with it today. This was last night. Now, by all means and accounts, last night I should have got quite a few stitches into this, but one thing after another happened here last night. So I posted this up on Instagram that this was the whip to stitch for yesterday. I got maybe an hour into this and then all hell broke out. Basically, kids were wanting this and little one wanted that, and then Poppy wanted this, and then the phone rang, and it was just one thing after another. So I didn't really get that much done. So last time you seen it, I was just up to here, and I think I had just started doing the blue on this one. So I finished off the blue, and I added in the pink. I still have some red to go into that little branch there, and I started over on this leaf, and that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. That is it. That's all I got in. So about an hour I got into that last night. I was hoping today that I would be able to show you this and it would have been around to here, or I'd at least started on the pumpkin or something. But it just didn't happen. So I've actually left this out, and I'm going to work on this tonight. I'm not going to spin the wheel. I'm just going to work on this tonight because I was quite disappointed. I had set aside 3 hours last night to stitch on this, and I should have got a lot more than I did in. So I decided after the debacle of last night that I wasn't going to spin the wheel today, but I'm going to work on that, and that's why it's still out. I've just pulled it out the hoop so you can see it. It's stitched on, it was a kit that I got from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It's stitched on 16 count white, and it's using DMC colours that came with the kit, and this is what it'll look like when it's finished. So I am here on the, so right in the centre at the top I am. Okay, so, and then I've just got basically what I want to do, and I want to have this done by next week. So that's why I'm going to work on it tonight. And I'm probably going to work a little bit on this one. I've got to go down the coast on the weekend. So on the Sunday, Brendan wants to do a family day. So we're going down the coast or up the coast. So we're going somewhere to the coast anyway. So I'm going to take this with me. And I'm going to try, because it's, you know, like I've got the kit. I don't have to take a heap. It's just in its little baggie. And I can, yeah, take a little kit with me and do that in the car. So that's the plan. We all know how my plans go sometimes. But I am definitely working on it tonight. So that is that. And that is all of my whips. Now, the girls and I that get together regularly on a Friday night, we decided a couple of weeks ago that we were going to do New Start Fridays. You'll see them pop up on Instagram, and basically I had a new start last Friday. Now, a couple of weeks ago, in August, I joined the Shannon Christine Ornament Club, and I got all those. I got the first month downloaded, and I thought, well, I better start them. So I done this last Friday. That's pretty much what I've done on the Friday. I haven't worked on it anymore. I've still got a couple of letters to go over here. So I've just got those threads sitting there at the moment. So that's the end of Holly Jolly, and I started doing some of the holly on this. This is, and you can't really see the, you might just pick up the sparkle on that. It is, there you go. It's on opalescent. I don't know the colour. It doesn't have the colour on it, but it's just a cream colour in opalescent. And that was from a grab bag that I got from Sew It All Australia. They have, I think there's 10 in a pack. They're 10 inches by 9 inches, and they're just all the different colours of even weave that they've got. And I think they have it in 8 or 2, but don't quote me on that. You'd have to go and have a look. And that's Sew It All Australia. And it just gives you like a little snippet of all their fabrics that they've got. As I said, you get 10. I've since bought 3 packets of it, and it's good for all these smalls. So, and it's good because I can test it out. I don't have to buy a big lot of fabric, so I can test it out. And I don't work on the opalescent very much, so, but I was pretty happy with that. That how it's turned out. And I've got a little Mickey Mouse needle minder, which I got from JK when I ordered some fabric. So that is my new start. I'm hoping to get that finished by the end of the month. And I'm just waiting on the, it needs some Mill Hill beads and some Chronic. So I'm just waiting for that to arrive, which I purchased that from Linen and Threads last week. So it's just taking a little while to get here. But, you know, it's been sent. I got notification that it's been sent. All right, so what else have I been doing? I've finally caught up on everything as far as quilting and stuff goes. I've got the last binding job to do. I've got 2 sides left of the binding. My fingers were getting so sore, even with the Band-Aid. I just had to have a break today. It's a blood sport, I'm telling you, binding. I do that much of it. I've had project bags and everything going out. As I said, if you want to know about our project bags or our retreat bags, just head over to our Facebook group. It is DD's Handmade Bags and More is what it will come up as. You can find that group linked from my business page, which is Darvanalee Designs Studio. So it'll have all the information about how to purchase, what fabrics we have available. You can choose any fabric off our website, which is DarvanaleeDesignStudio.com, and anything but Liberty fabrics, because it doesn't, the retreat bags don't work very well in the Liberty fabrics, and I haven't really tried any of the project bags. But we have over 200 bolts of fabric, and you can see some of the specialized fabrics behind me. So these are limited runs, so limited editions and stuff like that. I'm posting up some Halloween and also some Christmas ones by the end of the week, which I'm almost there. So tomorrow it should go up, or if not Saturday. So in saying that, I have been watching a lot of FlossTube. So there's been a couple new ones that I have come across. They're new to me. They've been around. Some are new, and one or two have been around for a while. So, yeah, I'm ashamed to say this, but everybody talks about Michelle Bendy Stitchy, and I must say that I haven't really watched much of her stuff. So I've been watching a few of her her videos, and I'll get to why I ended up on her channel in just a moment. But my regulars that I have been watching, and I have got a long list here. So I've been watching Gail Phillips. I've also been watching Tia from Calm Creations, and also Morgana Stitchy Moon 75. And if you want to see a bundle of just gorgeousness, head over and watch Morgana's latest video. It is a two-parter. Watch the first part, and then there's 3 minutes for the last part. You will get to see the little gorgeous bundle that she shows off. So cute. So go over and have a look at that. Now, I have been watching some of my regulars as well, so I finally caught up on all of, I think I've got 2 more videos to go of Country Stitches. I've been watching Jen from Stitching in the Bluegrass. I think I've got about 5 videos to catch up on her. I must say I was so far behind because I got absolutely swamped with quilts and project bags and everything like that during the COVID lockdown that I actually didn't get a chance to watch much FlossTube at all. So I'm playing a lot of catch up. So I've managed to catch up with all but 5 for Jen from Stitching in the Bluegrass. I've also been watching Stitch Roadie, and 3 new ones to me this week that I found. Fairy Floss, 2 UK ones, Fairy Floss and Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole. Now, Fairy Floss has 19 videos, and I've sort of binge watched, gone back and been watching all her videos. I came across her it was either FlossTube or FlossTube for FlossTubers group. I think it was the latter. FlossTube for FlossTubers is where I've originally came across her. So she's great. She's got some great projects on the go and some paintings and all that sort of stuff. So go over and say hey and all the rest of it. I like watching her. She's quite funny. And then this week when I was watching her latest video, she mentioned another girl from the UK, and she is Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, which I thought was quite funny because our new magazine is called Down the Rabbit Hole. So yeah, I went over, and she's only got 1 video, but yeah, I went over and had a look. She's got a bit of a montage of things that she has done in the past and things that she's working on, and yeah, it was really, really good video to watch. I really enjoyed it, and I've subscribed to both those channels, and will definitely be going back to watch some more. And another one that I have come across, now she has a fair few videos. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think maybe 93. And that is Tina Fraser. And yeah, so I've gone over and started watching her. She's actually been visiting my channel quite a bit and entering competitions and all that sort of stuff. So I went over and I finally got a chance to go over and have a look. I've subscribed to her channel, and oh boy, she is doing some stuff, and she's in some challenge groups and all the rest of it. All right, so they are all the people that I've been watching. Now, coming back to the challenge groups, I joined a new challenge group this week. So I did say that I was going to do the, was it No New Starts 2021? Now, I've decided that I'm not going to do that because there are far too many things that I want to start. And I don't want to start all the things now, even though I'm going to have a ton of Halloween starts and a ton of Christmas starts, and the ornaments that I'm going to be doing every Friday and whatever else takes my fancy on a Friday with the girls, with my Zoomy girls. And I could possibly cruise on into 2021 and not have to start anything, because I think I've worked out that I'll be at about 63 whips. 67 whips. No, it'll be more than that. It'll be 77 whips that I'll be at by the time the end of the year rolls around. Now, don't freak out. Before you freak out, that's a lot of stuff to have on the go. Not all of them are big charts. Now, I am known for doing some BAPs. And for those that don't know what a BAP is, it's a big ass project. Okay, excuse my French, but it's a big ass project. And most of my projects are big. So I have my Hawk Run Hollow, which is a 10-year project. So I'm just slowly working through those. There's no rush for those. I just keep working through those. Although when I roll into next year, I will be setting down a particular day where I'll do them. I've also got my Haid. So I've got my Autumn Queen, which is a max size. So 200 and something colours, 237 colours in that. Another BAP. Halloween Hawk Run, medium to big. Halloween Quaker, medium to big. And then I've got, some other ones that are medium to big. And I'm going to do a whip parade and all that sort of stuff at the end of the year. So you'll get to see all of these things. So don't panic. There are a lot of smalls that I've got coming up. And not so big charts. And, like they've got some stitches in them. But they're all around the 1,000 to maybe 3,000-4,000 stitches in them. To me, that's not a big chart. So that's where I'm sort of going to be at the end of the year. So before everybody freaks out that I'm going to have that many, don't worry. I'm going to have a lot of finishes next year. But I decided that I'm not going to do the No New Starts because, one, this year I didn't participate in market, and I'd like to be able to start something if I see something nice. I also have plans to start all of the squirrels from the Blue Flower, which go with all the acorn pillows that I have. So I want to start them. And I don't want to wait for another whole year. If I want to start something, I just want to start it. Like I was going to do it and I was all gung-ho for it because I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I'd be able to, just go into the new year and not have to worry about starting anything. But I've since thought about it, and I think I'm a bit of a commitment phobe. So I'm not committing to it. Easy. So while it sounds like a great idea and I wish the girls all the best with it, I've just decided to bow out. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I changed my mind. And that's a girl's prerogative, isn't it, to change her mind? So that's what I've done. So in saying that, I have joined another challenge group. Now this challenge group is, if any of you are like me, I have a ton of magazines. So you can see there's a heap there. Then I've got a ton of digital ones. I think I've got like three or 4 years of just cross stitch magazine. And that the only reason I have that many, even though I've only been cross stitching for 1 year, I got a subscription and they gave you a whole heap. That offer that they had gave you 2 or 3 years, 2 years prior to that. So I'm into my second year of subscription, but I've got 4 years worth of stuff. I also have all of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitch Art magazine. And I just recently acquired 72 magazines of the Gift of Stitching. And then I've got some random ones that I've got from people and from the news agency and stuff like that. So Cross Stitch Crazy and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I have a lot of magazines. Well, this new challenge group is called Magazine Monthly, and basically each month they give you a theme, and you pick a chart out of a magazine and you stitch that chart. They also give you acrostics. Now, I'm not sure exactly how the acrostics work, whether that is actually supposed to be for you pick stuff out of the magazine or whether you can use your own whips. I'm doing both. So the month of September, and I know that I've only got just under 2 weeks to get this done, but it's not a big piece. So I picked something out of one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines, and it's called Hayride Happenings. So this will be my new start on Friday, and I have to bring it up on here because it's a digital one. So that is what it's going to look like. Now, it's got squirrels in it, it's got acorns, and it's got autumn leaves in it, so I'm all over it. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, and this will be my new start this week, and I've used their form for that, and so my goal is to start it. So that's, and to ask for the page number and all that sort of stuff. So if anybody's interested in this one, it is from the October 2018 Just Cross Stitch magazine, and it is on page 51 and 52. Okay, so the picture of what the chart looks like is on 51, and the chart itself is on page 52. So while I was looking in this one, I also come across another one that I'm going to start, but I'm just going to start it because I want to start it. It's freaking adorable. Like, when I said, I'm like, I have to do that. So I'm probably going to start this on Friday as well with some of my scrap. I'm terrible. So look at that cute little pincushion. I probably wouldn't use it as a pincushion. So they give you the chart for that little piece there, and then you can just add some fabric to make it into a little pumpkin pincushion. So I'm going to start that as well. So I'm actually going to have 2 starts on Friday, both of them. So yeah, so that is what I'm going to do. I mean, that little motif, I've got to do, I think, 3. Yeah, I've got to do 3, and then I add fabric for the other ones and gives you the template and all the rest of it. It just shut down, so I'm not going to go and find it. But yeah, so I used their acrostic. So their acrostic was leaves. So I'm going to use the Hayride Happenings for the L because it's got leaves in it. So I want to start it, and I'm not really worrying about how many stitches I get into it. I just want to make a start. But for the leaves, I want to make sure I get 100 stitches in it. And then for the E's, there's no E in that, and so I didn't want to start another chart. So I decided that I was going to use some of my whips. So I put cinnamon stars for the eaves on the houses for that, and I want to get 200 stitches into that by the end of the month. And then for A, there is animals in the Hayride Happening, so I'm going to use another 100 stitches in that because there's probably a few hundred stitches in that little cushion. And then the vines, I'm going to use the Hayride Happenings again because there's pumpkins and they grow on a vine. And then I'm going to use Village of Hawk Run Hollow for the second E in leaves, again for the eaves on the house, and I want to get 200 stitches into that. And then S is for squirrels on the Hayride Happenings, and that goal for that is to have it finished and fully finished. So speaking of foolish finishing things, as you know, I send my stuff off to Tia. But I'm looking around my house and I don't have a lot of space to put a lot of these little things and all the rest of it. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to send stuff down to Tia. I definitely am, because I do love the way she does flat folds and stuff like that. And I have a ton of Halloween stuff that I'm getting her to finish for me. But some of these little challenge groups that have little smalls and stuff that I've got, when I was watching Wolf down the rabbit hole, she was talking about a cross-stitch journal. And then she mentioned, and this is how I ended up over on Michelle Bendy Stitchy on her channel. And so basically she mentioned that she had seen this over there, and we started conversing on her channel, and subsequently we now follow each other on Instagram. And Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole was saying that she originally seen it over there. So she said she couldn't remember what video it was, but she was pretty sure it was like a Stitch With Me, Journal With Me or something. So I went and had a look and I found it. And Michelle was showing how she puts her little smalls and does a little bit of a journal entry in it and all the rest of it. And I'm like, oh, I like that idea, but, you know, because, I mean, realistically, how many flat folds can you have? How many pillows can you have before your house is overrun with them and then, you know, they just get put away and left? So most of my Christmas ones will end up on my Christmas tree, and then other ones will get made into ornaments for my kids. To when they leave home, they'll have a set of ornaments that have been made by me and finished by Tia. And then some of these other ones, so like things from Patreon, like Michelle was showing that she's a Patreon of ink circles. So they get a free little one, and I think Michelle has a Patreon as well, where she has little charts. So she's been putting those little things in there, and then she just uses things from, you know, scrapbooking and stuff like that, and she just journals. So anyway, I'll put the video down below that I went and watched. I've watched 2 of hers now, one where she was showing it and one was a walkthrough. But if you go over to her channel, you can find them straight away, just in case I forget to put them down, because sometimes I do forget to do that sort of stuff. I have made a note of it, but I still forget it. So anyway, it got me to thinking. Now, I have had these 2 journals for the better part of, one I got in 2009, and the other one I think I got in 2008. So, and they just sit on my bookshelf, and I've written my name in one of them and dated it when I got it. And I think I was going to use it as a dream journal or something along those lines. And I've got The Journey Begins or something like that written in the front of it. My Begins. And this was in 2009 I got this one. So I thought this would be perfect. Like, they're blank pages in it and all the rest of it. So this is the journal, one of the journals that I'm talking about. So I'm thinking that I'm going to turn this into a smalls journal. So anything that I do, you know, like for instance, the Be Well and Stitch movement, there's a whole heap of smalls in there. Now this is, like you can see, this is quite a big book, so I'm not going to be limited too much on size. And Michelle was saying that one of her friends actually makes the journals, the journal that she's using, a friend of hers on Instagram makes them. So she's got all that information under there if you want someone to buy them. These I got out of Victoria back then, and I got them from a place, and I didn't check before I come on to see if this place still exists or not, but it was fairiesandfantasy.com that I got it from. And these are handmade as far as I can tell. And they've used like cardstock in here, and it's, you know, it's sunk down and all the rest of it. This particular fairy is one of my favourite fairies. Back when in the 90s and all the rest of it, I had a lot of mystical stuff around my house, and this was one of the fairies that used to pop up quite regularly. I love it. It's in purple. This is a velvet. It feels like a wallpaper, actually, like a textured wallpaper, but it's a fabric that is on it. They're all handmade as well. As I said, I don't know if this place still exists. I've had it for ages, but I'm going to use this for some of my smalls and just journal about it. I like what fabric it's on, why I ended up stitching it, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and I've got tons of little free ones that I've come across and all the rest of it. Well, I don't want a ton of, you know, pillows and stuff that are just going to be for most of the year collecting dust, so I can actually have it in this. And, you know, I know Savannah would love it because it's a book, and she, you know, will take that away, and she can, you know, I can write in about how I was feeling when I was stitching it, why I decided to stitch it, and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I've decided to do. And as I said, they've been sitting there for the better part of 10 years, 11 years, and I haven't done anything with them. So I thought that was a really good opportunity to use them and get them off the bookshelf instead of just sitting there collecting dust, because essentially that's what they're doing, because I'm not using them. The other one that I got, and I cannot remember whether this was, no, this one was made in, this was just like a generic one that I must have found on eBay or somewhere like that, because it actually has a made in India sticker in the back of it. But I got it because, and this one I was going to use, I know that I was going to use this one for my, like just journaling in general, just my feelings and stuff like that. But then I decided that it was just too nice. It needed to be done for something else. And I'm not into scrapbooking or anything like that, so that's why they've just sort of sat there. So for those that don't know, I'm a Virgo, hence the book, and it's got this beautiful ribbon on it. And this is a, again, this is like a crafting felt, and it has a clasp, and it's just got the blank pages in it. So I've got those 2 books there, and I'm thinking that that's what I'm going to use them for. I mean, 2 books that, I mean, I'm not going to, I hope to fill them. I hope to get that much stitching in, but I'm also like, I'm thinking maybe this one can have smalls in it, and this one can actually be for photographs of stuff that I've done, when I've done it, what I worked on it for, and all that sort of hoo-ha. So instead of actually having pieces in it. So that is my plan for those 2 things. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Like, and I don't think it's a new thing, because I went looking last night on YouTube, and Primitive Stitcher, she has one where she's put pictures in and she's journaled about the project that she's worked on, so the fabric, the threads, and all that sort of stuff. And that was from 4 years ago. So it's obviously not a new thing. It's just new to me. And I'd just like to say thank you to Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole. And I'm sorry, Hunt, I'm terrible with names. I've actually forgotten your name. But she is Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, both here on YouTube, FlossTube, and also on Instagram. Yeah, so basically that's how I ended up over on Michelle's channel. As I said, I'm a little bit ashamed to say that I haven't watched much of her stuff. I have sort of flicked through some of her channel and whatnot, and had a little bit of a look, and there's a few things that I've watched later, so I'll go back and suss out what you've been up to and all the rest of it. So yeah, so that is one of my plans on what I want to do. And as I said, I'll have a new start on Friday of Hayride happenings, and that is all of my stitching and my stitchy plans and new starts. And I did get some haul. Now, call me crazy, but I am going to be starting a new Haid. And I don't have a picture of it because I haven't printed it off yet. It's on my phone, and I'm recording on my phone, so I can't actually show you. It might be, did I save it? Where did I save it? Let me just see if I can't find it. I might have actually saved it to Drive, so I will just double check, and I'll show you which one. Now, it doesn't look like I have. I'm just finding my bear with me for a second. I've got everything everywhere at the moment in my Drive, because I was playing around in there the other day, just trying to sort out my mess that I've got in there. Cross stitch charts. Hopefully I put it into there. I was smart and put it in there, but it's not looking pretty promising. Anyway, what I will do next week, I will print it off. Actually, I will just put it, I will insert a picture in here, so then you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, so this is the chart that I'm going to start. Okay. The reason I'm starting this chart is because if you go on my Facebook, I've actually had this picture as my profile picture, and this particular chart reminds me of my 3 girls. So for those that don't know, I've got 3 girls. My eldest girl is the green one, because she really struggles with jealousy and envy, and was it FOMO or whatever they call it, fear of missing out. That she always, always trying to keep up with the Joneses and all the rest of it. So I always said that she was the green one, and green was her favorite color as well. Now the red one reminds me of Savannah. Now Savannah walked out of the house pretty much looking like that the other day, in black and red, and that's very much her. And then the blue one is my youngest. Now my youngest holds these 3, holds everything together, and that's why she's in the forefront, and her favorite color is blue. And red is also Savannah's favorite color. So basically I've had that, and I've always said that reminds it, and if I ever, get a chance, I would stitch that up. Well, I've had a chance, and I'm going to stitch it up. So I went on to I got some fabric. I'm just going to use 25 count. I'm going to do 1/1. I got a ton of fabric. I got some extra as well. So I got that from JK. I ended up getting a meter, so it's 1.5 I think by a meter. So I've got a ton in there for some smaller Haids and stuff that I might want to do a little bit later. So I've got that now, and the majority now I'm going to start this probably in the next couple of weeks, I will start it. It won't be on a Friday. I will just start it on a weekend. Now, I know that I've got my Autumn Queen on the go, but I'm also very passionate about this one as well. So I'm going to have 2 on the go. I've decided to shelve Hubble Bubble for a while, even though I've almost done a page finish on that, and I'll get some of my whips out of the way next year and see how I go. By towards the end of the year, I'll probably pull it out and start stitching on that. The good thing about this particular one, that most of the background is black. So I've got about 15 skeins of black here, so I can get started on that and get quite a lot done in it. And it's got a few scattering of colours throughout and all the rest of it. And I'm using Pattern Keeper, so I'm just going to do the colour complete, and I'm just going to go through and do all the black. It's the most boring part, and I'll get that done. So so I'm going to be getting a new frame for my Hades and all the rest of it, but I think most of the time my Autumn Queen's going to be living on that frame, so I'm just going to use a scroll frame for this particular one, and use the bars that I'm getting for on the Dubco frame that I'm getting, that will be for on the sofa. So that is the plan, and I am going to be starting that in the next couple of weeks. Sorry, the garbage truck's going past. All right, the next little bit of shopping that I done was from a subscriber that is actually subscribed to my channel, and she comes over and visits quite often and comments on my Instagram, not necessarily on follower, not subscriber, sorry, over on Instagram, and she comes over and likes my stuff and all the rest of it. And I went over and I sussed her little store out, and I got a couple of needle minders. So I got this one. This one's a resin one. I was watching her do it. That is the name of her Etsy store. That's all the details that I have. I will leave her link to her store down below. But I absolutely love it. And then I got a Harry Potter. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good on that. Yeah, so, and the magnets are really strong on them too. So, yeah, so for Flux's sake. She also has some cross-stitch charts and stuff over there as well. But I really like them. So I'm going to be using them during Spooktober. Alright, so that is moving into the next segue is Spooktober. So we've got that coming up starting on the 1st. You can see the graphic here. That is all the details. That's the hashtag that we're using. You can stitch on one thing or you can stitch on 31 things. It's entirely up to you. So I am doing a new start every day except for one whip. So 30 new starts in the month of October, and one of my whips, which will be Halloween Quaker. And I'll be spending a lot of time on Halloween stuff throughout October. So yeah, if you're stitching on, I'm so sorry, the garbage truck has decided to park right out the front of my house, so if you can hear that, I do apologize for that. I don't know why he stopped outside my house, but he's decided to do that, and he's never done it before. So anyway, use the hashtag if you're stitching Halloween. Come and join the fun. I'm going to be doing live Stitch With Me's. We're going to be having giveaways. All sorts of things are going to be happening, so you'll have to keep an eye out over on Instagram, which you can follow me under Darvanalee Designs Studio, or here on YouTube for our live streaming Stitch With Me's. And as I said, we're going to have giveaways and all sorts of stuff, so, and all open globally. So come over and let's celebrate the month of October of all things Halloween. Now, if you're not into Halloween, that's okay. You can stitch something with a cat or a moon or something like that and call it Halloween. You know, maybe a witch, something like that. There's plenty of awesome charts out there. If you haven't got anything Halloween, just like that one there, was it Happy Haunting? That's a Plum Street sampler Halloween one. A lot of the designers have a lot of free charts that you can find as well. All right, moving on to the giveaway. All right, so the 10K giveaway is the first one that we're going to do. Drew that, and we have a winner. So I'm going to cut to a video now of the wheel being spun. Now in the video I said there was 25. It's not 25, there's 18. So I was using my computer to film my phone, but the noise kept cutting out. So now I'm using my phone to film my computer. So I've just reversed it around. So the winner will come up on the screen. So I'm just going to cut to that now. Okay, so it's time to give away the medium size retreat bag. So I have got a couple of pictures that I've inserted here of ones that I've made in the past. So you can see those there, they're just sliding along. So basically what is going to happen is I'm going to spin the wheel and one lucky viewer will end up getting a chance to have one made for them. So they'll get to select whatever fabric that they want off our website, excluding, and I have to repeat this, excluding Liberty Tanner Lawn fabrics, because it's just not suitable. It is, but it won't give you the structure that you need for the bag. So, and it is $50 a meter. So yeah, I can't justify that. And plus it's just not suitable for this style of bag. So basically what I've done is I've gone back through Instagram and Facebook and also here on YouTube on the community tab, and I have written down everybody's names. I've had, I think it was 25 people, 26 people have entered. I've put all their names into the picker wheel. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin that, and then that lucky viewer will have me make them a medium mountain retreat bag. Now, the bag features 4 internal pockets plus a flat pocket and a pin cushion and a felt needle book, and it all closes up with a large zip, which then becomes the handles. So as you could see from the photos that just flashed across the screen then, it is quite a handy bag. And so I'm going to flip the camera around now and we are going to spin the wheel and see who the lucky winner is. Okay, so as you can see, I have put all the names into pick a wheel. This is just one that I use off the internet and my computer's decided to go blank. There we go. It's all there. They're all entered in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just hit that spin and we'll find out who our winner is. Sorry if that's really loud. Excellent! Jenny in Stitches. Now, Jenny actually entered on Instagram. Thank you so much for entering and congratulations, hun. Congratulations, Jenny in Stitches. Now, Jenny entered the competition over on our Instagram page. She entered all the criteria for the giveaway, so that is very exciting, and I know that she is going to be super excited about winning that competition because she actually has a large retreat bag that I made for her. So the large one has 6 pockets, a flat pocket and a pin cushion in it, as long with a felt needle book as well. It's pretty much exactly the same thing, just on a larger scale. But I'm actually going to be making for Jenny a medium retreat bag, and she will obviously get in contact with me and she'll head over to our website or our Facebook group if she wants to know what limited stock we have, and yeah, she'll pick some fabric. But I'm guessing, and I'm just looking up there is some fabric left of the one that she got the larger one made, so she probably will pick, but then she'll have a matching pair. Alright, so thank you everybody that has supported the channel and come along for the ride with me, and it was super exciting to reach the 10k mark, and we've gone over that now, which is super exciting. We have now a few extra things that we can do on the channel. We can now use our stories, so that's exciting. They last for 7 days, so once I get back to filming and everything, I will do little snippets of up and coming things and maybe do some vlogging and stuff like that on stories, so you can get to know me a little bit better. Excuse me. And also we have the join function. I'm still not sure how I'm going to work with that, if at all. We have that as well. But a few things have changed on the channel. We now have the opportunity to support the channel in a couple of different ways. One, just by showing up and hanging out with me and hitting the like button, and if you're new here, hitting that subscribe and ringing that little bell so you don't miss out on any future posts. And we do tutorials, and we have a stitchy chat like we are right now, and we also have the buy me a coffee link down below. So that means that you can do a one-off buy me a coffee. Not necessarily buying me a coffee. What that does, it helps me get supplies and everything for tutorials, and keep the content fresh and all that sort of stuff, and it just helps me build the channel a little bit more. So getting equipment, excuse me, I've got the hiccups now, getting equipment and stuff like that. So you can do a one-off payment, or you can choose to support me in a more regular basis. So that link is down below. Head over and have a look and make your decision if you want to do that. Any sort of donation that you do is greatly appreciated, but it is also not expected. So it is an entirely voluntary thing. You don't have to do that. I'm not making, demands of anything like that. It's just to help me out a little bit, to keep the channel going and bring more awesome content and stuff like that. The second thing that has changed that you will notice, there is a Google form down below. Now, I did get this idea from Two Martini Stitcher and Michelle Bendy Stitchy. It's a Google form. You just fill it out with all your details. So going forward from today, all our giveaways, if you enter our giveaway, you need to fill out that form. Now, I'm not going to share that information with anybody. It is for my eyes only. It is just a time-saving thing. I don't have to go and chase up anybody. I don't have to wait for people to get back to me. You're not going to miss an email. You're not going to miss out on your prize or anything like that. So if you're entering a giveaway, which we do have one today, and the code word for the giveaway today is Google Forms. And I just want you to put down below, I found the Google form. Okay? And if you have found the Google form, fill it out with your details. Now, there is a question there about PayPal if you've got a different name, because I do have this operating over in my group as well for destashes and anything that I'm selling or stuff like that. Okay? So, basically that just, or if you order a project bag or something along those lines, it just makes it easy for me to find you in PayPal. I'm not looking for your YouTube or your Instagram. I'm looking for your actual name in PayPal. So, and that's optional. If you're not going to buy a bag from me, you're not going to buy destash or anything like that, just put NA, and then I know then that's not. But if you do buy bags off me or anything like that, do me a favor and just put your name for your PayPal there so I can find you a lot easier, because as you can imagine, as I'm getting busier and busier with bags, I'm getting more and more names in there, and it's a lot more to, whereas I can go into PayPal and I can just type in your name and it'll come up. Anything that you've purchased from me or anything like that will come up, and I don't have to go through, maybe 90 days. You might have purchased something off me three months ago or maybe 6 months ago, and I don't have to go through all of those invoices or payments for all that time. So it'll just make my life a little bit easier. So that is why that's on there. So don't freak out. I'm not selling your information to anybody. I'm not collecting it for any other reason. There is also a question there. Would you like to be on our mail list? So tick that if you want to. You've got a yes, no, or I think it's just yes or no. And just, fill that out, and that'll save me a lot of drama and chasing you up and you missing emails or anything like that. Especially if you can't, like life gets in the way and you haven't come back to the channel for a couple of days, but you've won, or a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and you've won a competition. I can just go and find you and send it off to you, and it'll arrive in the mail. Because I don't want to hold on to things. Last year I ran into the situation, and I think it's a brilliant idea of having a Google form. It just makes life so much easier. So, code word for today. I found the Google form. Okay, that is the code word. Put that down in the comments, and you are going to be going into the entry for this month. Okay, because I do monthly draws. I don't do weekly draws because mine are open globally. Okay, and I can't afford weekly global postage. Okay, so this is open globally again. Okay, I found the Google Forms is the code word, and you need to put that into the comment to be picked out. Okay, and what I do is exactly what I just done with the 10K. I take down everybody's names, I enter it into the picker wheel, and then basically you will be a winner. So you are getting one of our new product lines. So this is we're calling a travel project bag. It is vinyl. Okay, the lovely Tia from Calm Creations done me a solid and helped me make these. I gave her all the supplies and she whipped them up for me. So they're not actually made by me, but they are part of the DDs handmade bags and more. The needle minder is made by me, and I'm also including a couple of flosses. Now this is Cosmo Floss. Now the black and the white is my absolute favorite, and the black comes in as a close second for a substitute for the DMC. I just find these threads a little bit more easier to work with, got a nice sheen to them, and they don't knot up and give me so much grief. So they're my favourite ones that I've got going on there. All right, so that is it from me today. I didn't think I was going to be on here for very long, but I've managed to talk for an hour and I need to get off. So basically, don't forget to enter the code word, which was back a little bit. Enter the code words down. It was actually a code statement this week. Enter that in, and basically, yeah, you'll be in it to win it. Don't forget to fill out that form. Okay, that is, if you put a comment there and you haven't filled in the form, unfortunately, your entry won't be included. So if you want to be in the competition, please fill out the form. Tick if you want to be on our mailing list, and then that way you will get put on the mailing list and you'll get updates of anything, new product lines, discount codes, all that sort of stuff. It will get notified to you, so that'd be great if you can do that. And I will see you all again next week. Fingers crossed that nothing comes up and I'll be back. And that'll be the first time in months that I would have done 4 in a month. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for those that have all joined me. If you're new here, don't forget, give us a thumbs up down below. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the little bell so you don't miss out on any future posts. And if you are a returning subscriber, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and maybe share my video with your friends. All right. Have a great week, everybody. And I will talk to you all again next time. Bye for now and happy stitching.